सर्वार्थानामुपक्रमे यं नत्वा कृतकृत्यास्य भूतं नमामि गजाननं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां योगिनं विश्वनाथाख्यम् अस्मत्तारस्वरूपिणम् आत्मलाभात् परं लाभं भक्तारं न कदाचन गीतार्थग्रन्थकर्तारं श्रीगुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम् योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मे वाचं धृतिं बुद्धिं प्रचोदयात् ॐ नमः सभाभ्यः सभापतिभ्यश्च भो नमः। ॐ Friends, we are going to be doing Sanatana Dharma number 27th session. The topic today is Kanchi Mahaswamigal on Ganga-Kaveri-Deepavali. This is an old article in Tamil in 1966 written by the Mahaswamigal himself. This is an unusual story link through the labyrinth of the Puranas. It was republished later in 2001 in the Deepavali number of the magazine of a Tamil magazine. The retelling of the story today in the inimitable manner of the Mahaswamigal, it is also going to tell us how important it is to respect all the Puranas in an integrated way and how significant the stories are for the overall understanding of the holy traditions of India. Remember, one of the chief tenets of Advaita philosophy is that the absolute Parabrahman can appear and does appear to manifest itself in any form whatsoever, and so the various gods and goddesses of Hindu mythology are nothing but different saguna forms. Saguna means with attributes. Saguna presentations of the same absolute reality. This needs repeated emphasis because in the Hindu religion there is so much of glamour and paraphernalia in the religious observances and the rituals. So it confuses not only the practitioners but those who observe the practice. There is always a slip up in the understanding of this philosophy behind all these gods and goddesses. It is in the context of this background, and because it is contextual, relevant to the Deepavali festival which we recently enjoyed, I am presenting this account of the mythological and significance and symbolism of the Deepavali festival as told by the Kanchi Mahaswamigal. All the matter that I am presenting today goes back to the Mahaswamigal's article which I referred to. The Acharya starts with a conundrum. He says, he is referring to the South Indian habit of celebrating Deepavali. You have been traditionally told how the morning bath in hot water after an oil massage on Deepavali day is equivalent to a dip in the Ganga. You also know that Krishna is connected with the Parashakti called Kamakhya in the modern state of Assam. This state itself was known in old literature as Kamarupa. When Lord Vishnu, remember I am simply repeating what the Mahaswamigal told us as a kind of a total link-up of the various stories in the Puranas. So, when Lord Vishnu took the manifestation of the boar, Varaha Avatar, he killed demon Hiranyaksha and redeemed the earth from him, from deep down somewhere. The location of the divine boar's teeth that held the earth was exactly the region of the mountainous ups and downs of Kamarupa. That is why Assam is full of mountains and depressions. The goddess of earth, Bhuma Devi, thus had contact with the Lord, and from this was born the demon Narakasura. He performed a great penance, pleased the creator Brahma, and Brahma, as you know, whenever he is pleased, he keeps on giving boons without thinking what will happen later perhaps. We don't know what he thought. So this demon Narakasura got valuable boons of invincibility from Brahma. So the Pragjyotishapuram in Kamarupa, he made that as his capital. And he ruled the whole world as a dictator. Because he was himself the son of the Lord, he was not complained against by even the king of the divines. We can understand this in modern times very easily. You see? Anyway, so he is a VIP's son, God himself, the son of the God himself, and therefore nobody complained against him. Even Indra, the king of the divines, dare not complain against him. Now, Narakasura is the stated reason for the celebration of Deepavali. The so-called Ganga bath on that morning also goes back to him. But you will be surprised to know that Krishna himself on that day went all the way south to the Kaveri river to purify himself by a bath in the river. This is the story here. You know, one of the great many miraculous deeds that Krishna did as a boy was to outwit and humble Brahma himself, the creator Brahma himself. Incidentally, Brahma himself is the firstborn, is also a son of Mahavishnu, because he blossomed forth from the navel lotus, Padmanabha, from the navel lotus of Vishnu. So this Brahma was fooled almost by the little Krishna by a miracle of parallel creation of the entire world of cows and cowherds of Gokulam for a whole year. You know, Brahma somehow made the cows and cowherds disappear, but Krishna understood this, and therefore he created the entire world of cows and cowherds. For a whole year this was going on. This was a wonder. Seeing this wonder and learning from it the lesson that Krishna has the policy, Name dveshyosti na priyaha, Gita. Name dveshyosti na priyaha. I bear no enmity towards anybody, nor the opposite feeling of friendship. So, remembering this, Indra, the king of the divines, now made bold to complain against Narakasura. Because even Brahma has been taught a lesson by Krishna, so Krishna was ready to shield his cowherd Loka, Gokulam, against Brahma himself. So the king of the divines, Indra, made bold to complain against Narakasura, the other son of Vishnu. Brahma was one son, Narakasura was the other son. So Indra is complaining against one son, Narakasura, against Narakasura. But he made this complaint only when Krishna had settled in Dwaraka, in modern Gujarat. as a king with his two queens, Rukmini and Satyabhama. Rukmini, you know, is the manifestation of goddess Lakshmi, also known as Shri. Satyabhama is the manifestation of goddess Bhuma Devi, goddess of earth, Bhuma Devi. So Krishna then went on a war to conquer Narakasura. But this time he took his second queen Satyabhama along with him. Also Garuda, his Vahana, the divine bird seat of himself. Queen Rukmini was a quiet and peaceful lady. No, she was never taken to any war or fight fought by Krishna. Satyabhama has been mistakenly known as quarrelsome. Krishna took her to this war for showing to the world that she had such good qualities of objective of world peace. Even though the obstacle to that peace might have come from her own son, Narakasura. Narakasura is the son of Bhuma Devi, and therefore, in some sense, he is the son of Satyabhama. Remember, in Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, King Dasharatha never took along his first wife Kausalya to any war, but he took his second queen, Kaikeyi. Of course, there she showed to the world how beautiful she could be. So now Krishna goes to war with Narakasura. He breaks through the mountainous barriers of water, fire, air, all raised by the mantra shakti of Narakasura. Krishna, Satyabhama and Garuda reached the armies of Narakasura, routed them all, and finally killed Narakasura himself. The latter part of the night on which this happened, Narakasura was killed, was the 14th day of the dark fortnight, Krishna Paksha, when the sun was in the constellation Libra. Right? Tula Rashi. So that is the night prior to the day when we, at least in the southern part of India, celebrate Deepavali, Naraka Chaturdashi. It came to be known as Naraka Chaturdashi. Later I will tell you why. It was Bhuma Devi who made the request that this day should be a festival day for the entire world and shall indicate the passage from darkness to light. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, from darkness to light. She said, let my son, this fellow, let my son be an eye-opener for this entire world. Let everybody have an oil bath in hot water at this time of early morning, and let them all who do so be benefited by all the merits of a Ganga Snan, a bath in the Ganga. This was the prayer of Bhuma Devi, sanctioned by the law. But let me digress for a minute. Remember Advaita. The manifestation on planet Earth by the Lord coexisted with the original divine form from which it manifested. I hope you understand this. Vishnu comes down as Rama, Vishnu comes down as Krishna, but Vishnu exists there. This is a coexistence. So, are there two things? This is of course a condescension from the Advaita pedestal of non-duality. But the condescension is of course Maya, as everything else is, when you begin to talk precisely in Advaita. So it is, for example, Shankara goes to Kailas and gets lingas from the divine Lord Shiva. Shankara is Shiva's manifestation. Shankara goes to the Kailas and gets lingas, which he establishes in various places in Bharat. Krishna goes to the Vishnu's world and brings back to this world his 6 elder brothers, because his father asked him, Vasudeva. These 6 elder brothers were all killed by Kamsa as soon as they were born. You know that story. So Vasudeva wants to have a look at them. And Krishna goes to Vishnu's world and brings them, Vaikuntha, and brings them back. Now, Krishna and Vishnu, think of this. You see, the original divine form also exists. The manifestation on the planet Earth also exists. There is a coexistence, a Mayic coexistence. Similarly, Bhuma Devi comes down to request Lord Krishna. It was Satyabhama who is accompanying Lord Krishna, and together they have killed Narakasura. Now Bhuma Devi. So Bhuma Devi is the divine form whose manifestation is Satyabhama. So Bhuma Devi comes from the divine world and asks Lord Krishna for a boon on Narakasura. Simultaneously, Satyabhama, her own manifestation, is right there with Krishna. That is how this Bhuma Devi asking about the Deepavali and all this being granted. This is the subtle nuance in understanding Advaita and also in understanding the gods and goddesses in Hindu mythology. These are all Mayic. So the original divine form exists and the divine manifestation also plays around Krishna as Rama, as Parashurama, or whatever. Now come back to the story. If somebody dies, his relatives and well-wishers take a bath in cold water in regretful memory of the deceased. This is the standard Hindu tradition and practice and dharma. But the bath on Diwali morning is not a regretful memory of Narakasura. No. Not a regretful memory. All ritualistic bathing is in cold water. Remember this. All ritualistic bathing is in cold water. But this bath is neither ritualistic nor regretful. It is a joyful memory on that Diwali day. It's a joyful memory of a great mother, Satyabhama, Bhuma Devi, who sublated her mother's affection for the good of the world. It is a joyful memory. Therefore, the bath is in hot water and not in cold water. Bhuma Devi's unusual request has deeper implications. An oil massage bath before sunrise is taboo in Hindu religion. She thus created an exception for this day, the Deepavali day. Made it a memorable exception. These are the nuances that Kanchi Mahaswamigal is telling us. You see, oil massage before sunrise is taboo in Hindu religion. But on this day, it is an exception because of Bhuma Devi's request to the Lord, and He is granting it. She has requested that the great merit of the Ganga bath and Ganga should accrue to those having an oil massage and hot bath on this day. She made another request that in that oil massage, in that oil, Lakshmi, the goddess of prosperity, should reside at that time, thereby giving prosperity to all who observe this formality. Remember, Lakshmi's manifestation is Rukmini. I hope you were not confused. Lakshmi's manifestation is Rukmini, Shri. She is therefore the co-spouse of Satyabhama. Co-spouse is of course Indian English. It means one of the other spouses of one spouse. Right? A person, his wife, he has another wife. these two wives are co-spouses. There are Tamil words in every language. I mean, there are words in every Indian language for this. I am not mentioning that here. So, English, co-spouse. So, this shows, what shows? She has requested that in that oil, Lakshmi should be present. So, giving prosperity to all the people. This shows that Bhuma Devi as Satyabhama had no ill will towards the co-spouse. Usually co-spouses are not favorably inclined to each other. The North Indian tradition of importance to Lakshmi on this day of Deepavali is significant in this connection. Note it. Another request of Bhuma Devi, third request, also granted by the Lord, was to name this festival as Naraka Chaturdashi, both after the name of her son Naraka and after the 14th day of the lunar month when it happened. But this name Naraka Chaturdashi, of course, is found only in the Panchang, almanacs. Ordinary people don't understand it. Now, before we go further, a word about the significance of Ganga. When Vishnu manifested as dwarf Vamanavatar, his divine feet was washed by the creator Brahma. The water that dripped from this washing is the Ganga of space, Akasha Ganga. This was what was brought down to the earth by the gigantic penance and efforts of King Bhagiratha. So when Ganga poured down on earth with great ferocity, it was Lord Shiva who received it in the curls of his hair. Thus Ganga has its purifications traced back to both Vishnu and Shiva. From Vishnu's feet it has come, from Shiva's head it has come. Ganga in that sense is considered to be a consort of Shiva. Bhuma Devi, in enunciating this great boon for the welfare of the world and the celebration of her own son's death, thus demonstrated that she had no ill will towards either Lakshmi, the other wife of Krishna or Vishnu, nor towards Ganga, the consort of Shiva. To seek the benefit of the world, whole world, through the merits of Ganga bath accruing to them all, she has shown her magnanimity and concern for the welfare of the whole world. Well, she is the world, Bhuma. She is the world after all. So now, thus, Deepavali is a great joyous festival. It is born out of a sad circumstance of the killing of the son, whose mother herself was an accomplice to the killing. Gita, on the other hand, is also a great enjoyable scripture born out of a similar circumstance, a circumstance of the terror of the killing of millions of human beings, where brothers killed brothers, disciple killed guru, relatives killed elders, and so forth. So now, compare Gita and Deepavali. They are twin sisters. Gita is the queen of all scriptures. Deepavali is the queen of all festivals. And Ganga, of course, is the queen of all holy waters. These three are connected this way. In fact, a verse in Bhaja Govindam says, Bhagavad Gita kinchidadita Ganga jala lavakanika pita sakritapiyena murari samarcha kriyate tasya yamena nacharcha. He who studies even a little of Gita drinks a drop of Ganges. Bhagavad Gita kinchidadita, does study of a little of Gita, Ganga jala lava kanika pita, drinks a drop of Ganges water, Sakridapiyena Murari Samarcha does once, at least once, an offering to Vishnu, he need not come under the jurisdiction of the Yama, the god of death. Kriyate tasya yamena na charcha. He never comes under the jurisdiction of Yama, the god of death. 4 items are mentioned here: Gita, Ganga, Vishnu and Yama. All have a connection with Deepavali. Probably Shankara had Deepavali in his mind when he composed this sloka. Now comes the Kaveri, the most holy river of South India. Emperor Rama killed Ravana. Ravana was a Brahmin. So Rama accrued for himself the demerit, papa, of Brahmahatti. To purify himself from this Brahmahatti, he established the Shivalinga in Rameshwaram and offered puja to Lord Shiva. Krishna also killed Narakasura, and Krishna thereby accrued for himself the papa, the demerit of Virahatti. There is a Brahmahatti, there is a Virahatti and so on. Virahatti, warrior, killing a great warrior. The sin accruing from the killing of a great warrior. So Krishna goes to Shiva and asks for a method of purification. And the Lord says, go immediately to the Kaveri in the south and have your bath there immediately. You will be purified. So what happens? Not only Krishna, but a whole host of divines with him, namely Sri Devi, Lakshmi, Bhudevi, goddess of earth, and all the other divines went to the Kaveri. Along with them, Shiva also went there. There the boon was granted by Lord Shiva that the whole month, right, Tula month, when the sun is in Libra, would be holy in the region of the Kaveri. That is why the Kaveri people all talk about Tulasnana, whole month. On this particular day of Diwali, before sunrise, an oil massage followed by hot water bath, thus bringing the merit of a dip in Ganga, and this followed by after sunrise by a bath in cold water, brings to one the merit of both the Ganges bath and the Kaveri bath, and purifies all sins. Of course, Govindeti Sadasnanam is also there. It's a permanent recipe. So all the time, one should be immersed in the thought of the Lord. That is the prescription for moksha, release from the cycle of birth and death. That is how the article of the Mahaswamigal ends. I thank you for giving me the opportunity to recall that article and enjoy it along with you. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha go brahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam lokas samasta sukhino bhavantu.